What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just replying to Eric, who probably will be tuning in soon. He keeps spelling Jahan Dotson Dobson, and it's driving me crazy because there's J.K. Dobbins and Jahan Dotson. What we're doing every Friday, 6:30 p.m. is going live on here. We're gonna go over the news, do some Q&A, pretty chill live stream. Fridays is a big news day because it gives us the best idea of who's going to play uh, Sunday. So that's why we do it Friday, and it just works out that way. Like Thursday, I'm like, hey, I don't know, like I don't know what's up with Zach Moss, but like Friday, we have a much better idea, and we have a ton of news. Let me respond to this guy. Sorry, I'm live right now and mentioned the misspelling. Kind of drives me crazy because there's J.K. Dobbins and Jahan Dotson. You combine them both, and then it blows my mind emoji. What can I do? I'm human. I'm far from perfect. What's up, little Spartan in the building? What's up, Val? We'll go over the news here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I mean, there's worry with Kittle, his week one status. Yes, it's concerning. But bigger picture, Kittle is a injury prone, inconsistent tight end. We just know the talent is massive. It's great talent, especially in real life, not just fantasy. But his inconsistency and more concerning, his injury proneness in the past is a big worry. So his week one availability is in question, but more so, I mean, is he just one of these tight ends that we can never rely on? All the tight ends are pretty much hurt or questionable, by the way. Kelsey, Kittle, Waller. It's crazy. Yeah, Christian Watson. Is this another guy who's injury prone? One of my top guys that I recommended and that I draft. I would pick up Luke Musgrave. I think the upside is greatest with him. At tight end, tight end's already an inconsistent, unpredictable, weird position in fantasy. I might as well swing the hardest, especially as Bob's saying, especially with Christian Watson out. Blonner, what's up, my guy? Danos in the building, what's up? Okonkwo or Musgrave week one. I'm going Musgrave. Again, it's the same thing. Like, right, maybe Okonkwo gets you 8 fantasy points. Maybe Musgrave gets you, 4 or 3. I think it's worth the risk because maybe Musgrave gets you 20 fantasy points. And with Okonkwo, sure, he can get that, but you do have Hopkins and Traylon Burks ready to go. And now you also have Tannehill throwing the ball. So I'm kind of all in on Musgrave. And it's really not that big of a deal because we got Musgrave for free basically. Just 3 weeks ago, he was a free agent waiver ad. Really nothing left. Let's answer a couple questions. I'll try to answer everything, but we're gonna go over the news. So I won't be able to answer questions while we're doing the news. But I'll answer a few more before we dive into the news. I like to give people a couple minutes to join the live stream before we do the news. Stash Charbonnet or Warren? I would stash Charbonnet. It's a similar type of situation where Zach Charbonnet right now is listed as the RB3. It is concerning, but I think he has the most upside, and the Seahawks running backs are always injured for some reason. Musgrave, he's looking great. I was a total disbeliever when Dynasty season was going on, but now I am a believer. I mean, when you run faster than Christian Watson, I mean, that's all it takes sometimes. Oops. Hold on a second. What's up, Obi? You have Fields, Chubb, Saquon, JT, Pierce, Jefferson, Olave, Higby. Any trade ideas? No. Just put JT on IR. No. I think you're just good. I mean, what are you gonna do? And you didn't give me any depth, so I don't know like who your other tight end is other than Higby. So can't really give you any trade ideas. It's even though it's hard to do that anyway, like in a YouTube comment, right? Trades usually require a little bit more work and thinking. Hello from Mexico. I'm trying the vampire format this year. It's a whole other level. No, it's not on another level. It is totally different though. Is when you say it's on another level, that's like saying like it's way harder, way more advanced. It's really not. There are totally different strategies and whatnot, but most of the time it's not a big buy-in league. It's more of a fun thing. It's different. It's very fun. I like doing fun leagues like that because it's not the same exact ordinary settings that are copy pasted in all my leagues. But I wouldn't say exactly it's on another level. Like we just did a high stakes dynasty league. That's kind of on another level, right? Playing with world class players, $500 buy in. It's different than being in a $30 dynasty league with your buddies or something, or your buddies, your online buddies or something. My league drafts tonight. Hey, it happens. There's going to be people draft. There's a lot of procrastinators, a lot of people drafting this weekend. It's just facts. Um, Hold on a second. I got a text. Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually not with. I don't agree with any analysts out there about the Gibbs Montgomery situation. I would try my best to avoid both. I think the Brees Hall Dalvin Cook situation is better. If you can get Dalvin Cook later than Montgomery, why not just get that situation? So I think they'll both eat into each other's upside. I would just avoid it. I mean, Montgomery looks great in that offense as far as like what the game plan should be. And Gibbs looks like a pretty good talent. But I'm not really that crazy for him. But if Jameer Gibbs is there in round 4, I don't know, man. I feel like Alexander Madison will outscore Jameer Gibbs. Talent is a big part of the equation, but especially with running backs, it's less of a factor. So Jameer Gibbs has the talent, but we'll see. Jamison Williams is coming back. Montgomery's not going anywhere. Montgomery, what did he get? 21 carries in a game where they were trailing. Think about games where they're going to have the lead. That's definitely going to be David Montgomery games. Who's more likely to get a touchdown if you had to bet your life? Your life is on the line. And I'm telling you, you have to bet that Jameer Gibbs is going to get a touchdown or David Montgomery. Who here is betting Gibbs? Who here is betting David Montgomery? I'd bet David Montgomery. So it's I get my workhorses, and then I'm out. That's why Hero RB is the actual real strategy this year. Couch, you good, bro? Seem down a bit. No, I'm good, man. Just crazy busy. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for asking, though. You're the GOAT. Thank you so much. 24 Keeling. Saludos from Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah, Bob is in our Discord, and I'm very low on Jamal Williams. But this week, if Kendre Miller is out, hard to call him a must start, but pretty close to a must start. Pretty close to an automatic start. Kind of a general. I'll kind of generalize it. If you have Jamal Williams, I think over 90% chance you should be starting him this week. Great. I mean, this could be the best week to start Jamal Williams out of the whole year. So yes, trust me, bro. I forgot this question. Start Fryermuth. Don't ever start Njoku. Trade him to some stupid Bills fan. Yes, Ravens D is worth keeping. If unless you're in like an 8-team league or even a 10-team league, and you could find other stuff. Ravens D, yes, keep them. And as Bob said, their schedule actually looks really good after. I think they play a tough team week 2. After that, they're playing good. Yes, thank you, Bob. Jaden Reed is a great ad. Too risky to start week 1. Like he's kind of like with Marvin Mims, right? Another great stash. Could be great. These are not guys you want to start week 1 unless you're in a deep league or unless you like living life on the edge, super risky. Jamal Williams or Deion Jackson, go Jamal Williams, right? Probably a better team, more potential to be a workhorse. A little bit messy backfield on the Colts. Let's go into the news because a lot of these news is going to pertain to what we're talking about. So let me load this up really quick. I'm just going to look at my Twitter. That's all we're really doing. All right. There we go. Oops. All right. All right, guys, let's go into the news and then we'll get back to answering questions. So Christian Watson, as you guys know, he is ruled out. He does have a shot at returning week 2. Really good shot, actually. Let's wait and see, though. That's just a typical timetable for an average hamstring injury. I don't know what kind of hamstring injury it is. I don't know the severity. Could be back week 3. We don't know. Musgrave and Jaden Reed get a huge boost. Jaden Reed's a guy that I don't recommend starting. We just talked about that because it's so risky. For week 1, we like to see how things play out a little bit. But Musgrave, now he's super risky too, but in the land of tight ends where there's only like 5 good tight ends, or I don't know if Kittle and Waller don't play, maybe like one good tight end this week, one elite tight end, is going to go number 1 ranking tight end for week 1. TJ Hawkinson, number 2, Fryermuth. Like that's pretty crazy. In a land of inconsistent, unpredictable tight ends, Musgrave just might be that home run hit, man. So I wouldn't be that scared to start Musgrave. He's definitely needs to be added in every league. That's a must. Romeo Doubs, I'd say he is going to probably play. He has a hamstring injury, but his was much earlier, and he's actually practicing. Christian Watson obviously not practicing. Now, Travis Kelce, when is he going to come back? He's probably going to come back week 2, so that's great news. If not week 2, then he'll probably be back week 3. I don't think it's going to take that long to come back. I don't think it'll be week 4. So he'll be back week 2 or 3. All in all, that's good news. Jerry Jeudy, he's actually questionable, actually in danger of not playing. Some people are questionable and they're going to play, but Jerry Jeudy, I don't know. It's more of a 50-50 with him actually playing. That's when you really need to monitor closely. Cornerback for the Patriots, Jack Jones is ruled out. Devontae Parker's questionable. No one's starting him, though. Now, this one is pretty important. Ramondre Stevenson was sent home from practice today. He has a stomach bug, but he is fully expected to play. So he's technically questionable, but he should play. Marlon Humphrey's out for the Ravens. Mark Andrews is truly questionable. I'd lean on more of the side that he is going to play. I think in deep leagues, Isaiah Likely is going to be a good stash. In a 12-team league, probably not. But in a 14-team league, probably yes. I would go get Isaiah Likely. If you can, depends on your squad, right? If you have two good tight ends, maybe you don't have room for a third one. But if you're struggling, right, you got Kelsey on IR, you're in a deep league. Isaiah Likely's a nice sleeper. Ravens always have a ton of injuries, too. You never know what's going to happen. Odell Beckham and Rashad Bateman, they are good to go. Big news there for the Ravens. Okay. Both offensive linemen, Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith, are injured. Tyron Smith, this is so tough to pronounce. Tyron Smith, questionable. Tyler Smith is doubtful. Jamal Adams and Kenny McIntosh are out for the Seahawks. Ken Walker is good to go, but always want to monitor these Seahawks running backs, man, always. Mekhi Benton, illness, was sent home, so let's monitor that situation. Dolphins left tackle Teron Armstead is out. George Kittle with a groin injury is questionable. I would lean towards him playing, but it's more of a guess. I guess 60%, 65% chance he plays. That's not, again, it's more of a guess from my end. I don't know much what I'm talking about, but I would just say he's probably more on the side of suiting up than not, at least compared to some of these other questionable players. Definitely need to monitor that situation with Kittle, though. Rookie Niners kicker Jake Moody, a little bit of a surprise, but good news. He is good to go with a quad injury. I do expect him to start. Hopefully he does. I know the Niners signed Matthew Wright. Don't know if they cut him or what's going on with him. But Zane Gonzalez is injured, so it's going to be Jake Moody, and if they still have Matthew Wright or not. I don't think it's worth looking into that news. We don't need to go that deep, I don't think. Treylon Burks, knee injury, but is good to go. Great news for Treylon Burks. He healed up fast. Zach Moss, third practice in a row, limited practice, so that's pretty good for Zach Moss. It's a messy situation for the Colts overall. There's JT, Messi, then there's a three-headed monster with Zach Moss, Deion Jackson, and Evan Hall. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, no matter what happens, Deion Jackson is likely going to start week 1. And there's a really good chance that Zach Moss will start once he's fully healthy. But it's a three-headed monster. It's a messy situation. They're probably not the best team in the NFL. Far from it. And they have a really athletic, really talented, but raw rookie quarterback in Anthony Richardson who can rack up rush yards like no other, and he can truck defenders. So with all that being said in the equation, AR, JT, Zach Moss, Evan Hall, Deion Jackson, all this, and the Colts sucking, it's a messy situation. Deion Jackson definitely worth an add. Not an ideal start week 1. Yes, Deion Jackson could easily get you 25, 28 fantasy points. I wouldn't be shocked if he puts up like 6 fantasy points week 1 either. It's probably the messiest situation. Rookie raw quarterback, first week. It's just so much going on. We don't even know if Zach Moss is going to play or not. Marshawn Lattimore will play for the Saints. Kendre Miller is questionable. I would lean towards him not playing. I think there's a really good chance, maybe 70% chance he doesn't play. We'll see. Zach Ertz and Hollywood Brown for the Cardinals are both questionable. I'd lean towards Zach Ertz not playing, but we'll see. Joe Burrow is good to go. He signed a monster extension, and T. Higgins did not sign an extension. He might not be in the future plans for the Bengals. Darren Waller, all of a sudden, with a hamstring injury, is questionable. Now, people were kind of raving about one of my strategies I did in a best ball draft we just did recently, where I took Kelsey number 1 overall, and then I followed up with Darren Waller, and it was looking really good. But it's just kind of a shock that we have a late draft. The draft is in September. Both are healthy, and now all of a sudden both are injured. I'm like, how is this possible? So whatever. But yeah, Darren Waller is truly questionable. Now, I did hear it is hamstring tightness, and correct me if I'm wrong. That sounds like more positive news than negative. Darren Waller, hamstring tightness. Hopefully, the tightness goes away and he's able to play week 1 and he doesn't re injure it or anything like that. I'm hoping. Denzel Ward cleared concussion protocol. He's good to go. Chandler Jones not expected to play for the Raiders. Jeff Okudah is out for the Falcons. And Joker, a brand new position, which essentially means like running back, wide receiver, wildcat, special teamer, gadget player. Cordero Patterson is questionable with a thigh injury. Chase Young with a stinger is questionable. Stinger seems extremely likely to play because the stinger is just something that's really bad for the first hour or first 15 minutes or 24 hours, and then it just completely goes away, I believe. So he should be good to go. Oh god, here's the guy here. Oh no, I didn't mean to. I brought him on the screen. No. Sorry for doxing you, buddy. It's not really a dox. That's a joke. I don't dox anybody. It's a public profile. What are you gonna do? Panthers wide receiver DJ Chark is out. Adam Thielen is questionable, but Terrace Marshall Jr. is good to go. Oh, I put Zach Moss in there twice. There, okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is actually big news that I just found out. Okay, this one you definitely want to note. So a while ago, the Vikings placed, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, Keen or Keen on IR. He's more of a returner. He's a small, quick guy, but still that he's an RB. So he was placed on IR. And now the Vikings, they recently just cut Myles Gaskin. Dwayne McBride, I forgot what team he's on. Let's look that up to the bottom of this. Dwayne McBride. He's back on the Vikings? Hmm. Oh, he's on the practice squad. Okay, so they can call him up. Okay. This wasn't a good. I shouldn't have tweeted this last part. Right? If I'm just going off memory. Dwayne McBride. Maybe I'm wrong. Might be wrong. If somebody could help me. I just want to double make sure. I don't see anything. He's on the practice squad August 30th. Okay. All right, so he can get called up easily. Okay. Myles Gaskin wasn't cut. Yeah, he was. The Dolphins cut him, and then the Vikings cut him. Yeah, I just seen Field Yates tweet it, right? Is that a fake Field Yates or something? I think you're wrong. Look. Okay. All right. You know he was. All right. Yeah, he was. This just happened less than an hour and a half ago. Yeah. So Dwayne, regardless though, this boosts Alexander Madison and Ty Chandler, I believe, because we got Dwayne McBride on the practice squad and they released Miles Gaskin. So if you're in a 12 team league, I would highly recommend go adding Ty Chandler. In a 10 team league, excuse me, you might not have room. I don't know. I don't think Dwayne McBride is going to be this year's Pacheco. I think no. I'm going to say no. Uh-uh. Love the storyline, but it ain't happening. Sorry. Unless you think that Madison's worse than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right. Well, that was all the news. That took a while. I'll be answering some questions right now. What's up, Guillermo? There are no good IR players. I'm stashing Kyler Murray. Other ones are Tyquan Thornton and Jelani Woods. They all suck. Um, but Kyler's probably the best. I mean, he's got a big name. Tyquan Thornton. I mean, he's probably not going to be relevant much. I like him in best ball, but he's hurt on top of that. Who's they? The Vikings or the Colts? I think Kareem Hunt's expired, but the Colts or Vikings could add him, I guess. I mean, Miles Gaskin isn't that bad, so. But Hunt can catch. I don't think Miles Gaskin can catch, so that could be one reason. Do you like Mostert over Dotson this week, Brain? Hmm. Yeah, I would go Mostert. Close call. You know how much I like Dotson. Let's go with George Pickens. Let's bench Sharp. Let's bench JSN week one. Yeah, it was tough. Dotson. So this is what I was saying. Dotson more upside, more risk, but it's a Brian Robinson type of game. It's probably the second biggest like blowout other than the Ravens. The Ravens are the number one biggest spread, like the biggest whooping, at least projected to be, and then number two is the Commanders. So because of that, because I don't see Sam Howell throwing for a ton of yards and throwing in the fourth quarter, we'll go Mostert. I think both are fine start. If anybody says Dotson, I think that's also a great answer. That was a tough one. I think while Mostert is healthy and he's the RB1 with Jeff Wilson out, I would go Mostert. Real tough call though, man. That's a tough call. I love Dotson. I'm starting Dotson. I would not stash Kareem Hunt. Waste of roster space. If you're in a 16 team league, go for it. Otherwise, don't do it. What's up, Albert? What could I get for trading one of these QBs in Superflex? Fields, Richardson, Geno, and Pickett. I need a RB3 or a wide receiver 3. So it's gonna be trade away Justin Fields or Richardson because they have the most sexy, alluring names. You can get a lot for them. For Justin Fields, you should be able to get a top. You should be able to get Bijan easily. Bijan, Chubb, Saquon, or better, and that's a fine trade. But for Richardson, you could get something really good. I think for Anthony Richardson, you could get someone better than Alexander Madison. I think you can get Ramondre Stevenson for him pretty easy, right? Anthony Richardson is going like round 3 in a super flex. He's going pretty early. So what RBs are there? You can essentially get a round two running back. Maybe try Tony Pollard or Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry for AR. Okay, a little bit of a reach there, but hey, maybe throw in another piece and you can make that happen. It's not that far fetched. It really isn't. Let's look at the duos league so we can see where these guys went because I'm going off memory and it's not really the memory's not going that well right now. It ain't going. All right, hold on. I'm loading it up for you right now. All right, so Anthony Richardson went. Um, Dak and Toast took him at 2.03. That's pretty high. He went before Tyreek Hill. So those are the two guys I would trade, Fields or AR, because you can get the best for them. Right? So Christian McCaffrey went around the same time as Fields. Only one RB went before Fields. And only two RBs went before Anthony Richardson. Now, your league, I'm sure they're less valuable, but still, we're talking about AR can get you a top 5 run. He can get you a Nick Chubb, Pollard, Saquon, or possibly better. And Fields could theoretically get you the best RB. I mean, that's just, same thing, fill in the blanks with wide receiver, right? You can trade Anthony Richardson for Garrett Wilson. You can trade him for Diggs. We'll see. You can easily get that. I think Gino's the guy you keep because he does not have a name. He'll probably finish just as good as Anthony Richardson without the sexy name. So don't trade away Geno Smith. You'll get nothing. Pickett, now he is valuable, but I don't know. So Pickett's worth it, but I just think you're going to get a home run hit when you trade away Anthony Richardson to a AR truther. I would start Jahan Dotson and bench Ayuk. Hopkins, Drake London, or James Cook, half PPR flex pick. Ooh, this is this is a really tough question. What does the chat think? I want to know the chat's answer to this. All right, so chat, help out Garib. I don't know if I said that right. Should he start Hopkins, London, or James Cook? And we'll take a quick poll here. I'll see what my algorithms think. I think we're going to go with Hopkins. Let's go with DeAndre Hopkins. That's my answer. You're stacked at quarterback. You'll be fine. I would try to trade AR. That's why I try to trade AR. You have Geno Smith, dude. You're fine. You have 4 quarterbacks. That's too many. The problem with Ty Chandler is I don't think he's a workhorse. Love him as an ad, as a stash, but I disagree. But we'll see. I mean, it's not like Madison is not a super talented lock to be workhorse for 17 games type of deal. That's right. Your prediction's a little bold. You're entitled to an opinion. I just don't see Ty Chandler as a workhorse, though. That's the thing. So, like, sure, maybe it's closer to a 50-50 split eventually. But do you see Ty Chandler getting 70% of the snaps? No, he's a speed guy. Maybe Ty Chandler is this year's Pacheco. I like that, actually. That makes more sense. Freiermuth or Schultz and Van Jefferson. Why'd you do that? Van Jefferson's a good start, and I would start Freiermuth for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you can trade him, sure, before he goes on IR, if you can trade him to an idiot, do it. Yeah, that's the right advice, Goompy. Because it's not that I don't like AR, it's that AR has a sexy name. So in every league, you're gonna find out that a third of the competitors love AR. Huge A. He's kind of a polarizing player. So maybe like about half the league or a little bit more than half the league hate AR, think he's a bust, or just very unsure with them. And to them, it's like a must avoid. But then you got like 3 or 4 people in your league that love AR, and that's who you need to target to trade him. Sky Moore, rest of the season outlook. He looked great, man. He looked awesome. Just got to learn to catch, and he'll be great. He'll be good to go. Stop being scared. You sound like a scaredy cat. I'm just gonna be blunt with you. You sound like a big scaredy cat. Stop being scared. What do you have 4 quarterbacks? What are you gonna do? 4 quarterbacks. They're all rushing QBs. Go get a player. You need a flex guy. I mean, obviously, go get one. Stop being scared. What are you gonna do? That's the perfect thing. You said his team is stacked, so he's gonna give you a good player for AR, and he loves AR. We're done with your question, bro. Yeah, we've been on your question for freaking like 12 minutes. All right, you're done. Go do something. Make it happen. Stop being scared. You got this. Oh, okay. Fryer Muth versus Schultz and Van Jefferson. I like the Fryer Muth side more. No, I don't think Dwayne McBride's that talented. No, I don't agree with that either. I think Ty Chandler, yeah, he's a home run threat. But I don't think Dwayne McBride is one of the more talented RBs in the class. Now he doesn't suck. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's a reason they cut him and signed him to the practice squad, right? Like if you were that good, you usually don't cut people and sign them back. I mean, it does happen. I'm just saying, like, to me, he wasn't like a top 10 RB prospect. I don't know if I don't know if top 10 is right, but like maybe he's top 15, but not top 10, right? Kendre Miller, to me, a better prospect. Chase Young, nope, that's the wrong guy. Chase Brown, better RB prospect. Um, obviously Bijan, obviously Gibbs, Roshan, Charb, right? There's so many better RB prospects, in my opinion. A Chain was a better prospect, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't even remember him. I don't know. I don't know why you're asking. I don't know. Maybe you're in my league and he has a crown next to his name. I don't know. Who would you start between Hopkins, Mike Williams, and DJ Moore? Pick two. I would bench Mike Williams. So start DJ Moore for sure, and then I would start Hopkins. Very close, very close. But I think DJ Moore is a must start. Hollywood Brown, Van Jefferson, Nico Collins, Bateman, Lazard. Let's go with Van Jefferson. Yeah. Any Chiefs wide receiver is scary. That's a scary movie. Gopies. What are we? Agreement? 100% of the time we're in agreement. Tutu Atwell or Puka Nakua? It's Puka Nakua for me. But what's interesting is, so if you guys don't know, the best source for depth charts is Our Lads. This guy's a former NFL scout, and he made this website, and that's why it's the number one website. So Our Lads has Tutu Atwell ahead of Puka, I think. But Tutu Atwell, like, what has he done? So Ben Skoranek, I just watched this video about him that Brett Coleman did back, or like crackback type of guy, kind of like a Larry Fitzgerald when he was old, or George Kittle, kind of like that, almost like a H back tight end. He hasn't done much. Demarcus Robinson's on the team. I honestly didn't even know that. So he could be a factor. And Tutu Atwell's got a lot of praise during the offseason, none of which I believe, by the way. So I'd rather go with the upside. I really do see Puka Nacua being used in this offense. I do see him having a role. Yeah. And the guy who like I said, he's an NFL scout, and he's got like a lot of common sense. He doesn't do like stupid bold takes like I do occasionally. Like he's just literally the best in the game. I mean, it is what it is, and it's by far. It's not 100% perfect, but how could you possibly expect it to be? Everything's top notch. It's updated fast. He knows football. He knows football teams, and he was a scout, and he's got really good common sense as well. And sometimes I'm like, what is this idiot posting? And then he ends up being right. I'm like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have drafted Malik Davis because he had Rico Dowell there. Yeah, I got a couple comments about Go 1080, and then people couldn't see the draft screen, and you know that was whack of me. At first, I'm like, who are these haters? And I'm like, no, they're 100% right. That was so whack of me to be drafting at 720. You can hardly read. Well, you really couldn't read the draft board if you're on a phone or something, or a small phone. But now that I'm in 1080, at least the people on a phone have a shot of actually reading the text, and people that are on an iPad or bigger screen can like it looks much better. And I got the fastest internet that any consumer can buy out here in Cali, so no worries there. We are in the present time. We are in 1080. That's right. Conklin, Dulcich, or Gesicki. Man, this is a crapshoot. This is why go. Can you go get Luke Musgrave? Can you do me a favor, Pakistan Dan? Go get Luke Musgrave. Done. That's it, and that's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. Go get Luke Musgrave. Go get Luke Musgrave. All right, enough of that. There he goes. He's on it. Uh, this is honestly like this is such a weird question. I spend zero energy doing that because why would you? I mean, I guess it's fun to you, right? Like, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Like, that's a normal fun question. This one's a weird question. I mean, I get how this is fun to you, but waivers are literally looking at what happens, seeing who's available, and making a list of who you should add on waivers. Trying to predict that before the season. There's also a lot of teams. I mean, who would it be? All right, let's look at something though. Let's look at something. Might not be an exact answer. Let's look at something though. Let's look at more so like a streaming. Pretend you said like streaming, okay? Give me a sec. Go get Musgrave. Go for it, man. Go for it. Luke Musgrave. Do or die. Put Luke Musgrave on everything. Put it on my sandwich, put it on my salad. I got the Luke Musgrave cologne. Oh my god, I smell good. Oh my god, it smells like cheese. Who doesn't love a man that smells like cheese? Luke Musgrave cologne, Luke Musgrave organic deodorant. You got to put it on every 4 hours, but man, you're on that Musgrave though. It's great, man. Luke Musgrave spread on my hors d'oeuvres, on my Ritz cracker, Luke Musgrave in the freezer, Luke Musgrave in the fridge, Luke Musgrave on the stove top, Luke Musgrave on the barbecue, on the smoker. I mean, it's all Luke Musgrave 24/7. I give it to my neighbors, so when they use it or when they cook it, I just open my window and Luke Musgrave smell goes out and Luke Musgrave smell comes in. We're all in. We're all in. Luke Musgrave. Where's the weird question at? Oh, this is This is a weird question. Um Looking at week 2 schedule. Well, here's an interesting game. Colts going against the Texans, so maybe if something were to happen, maybe Zach Moss, right? Maybe Alec Pierce with a big touchdown. Maybe the third wide receiver, Joshua Downs, something like that could work. Maybe Colts D if they upset the Jags. Tank Bigsby, a guy that I've added and drafted. Maybe Tank Bigsby's good. Not necessarily against the Chiefs though, but I don't think the Chiefs gonna have good run D. So maybe that. Maybe a Roshan Johnson. I don't know. That's a tough one. I drafted Luke Musgrave with my last pick in all 4 of my leagues. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Sean Tucker, that's a good one. I like Sean Tucker because after Rachaad White, who I do project being a workhorse, it's Sean Tucker, and then there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. And that's a great guess for a waiver pickup. That's a really good one. Probably any better than anything I said, if I even said anything. I just want to double check what I'm saying is true. Oh, we just had this discussion. Mike Mattal just texted me. I forgot what his question was, but he was like, this guy or Sean Tucker. And I said, Sean Tucker. And I was like, I'm going to go watch more film on him as well. Yeah, so I'm right. Okay. So Rachaad White, I project him being the workhorse. What's a workhorse mean? That means like roughly 70% or more snaps. And then it's going to be Sean Tucker, I think. Because Keyshawn Vaughn, I mean, dude, it's Keyshawn Vaughn, right? Chase Edmonds has been expired for a year and a half. So Chase Edmonds has sucked ever since he left the Cardinals. He's been on like 4 teams the last year. Honestly, don't even remember the teams he was on. He was on the Cardinals in like 2021. Then he was on the Dolphins. Then he got cut. My guess is the Broncos and probably some other team. So he's been on so many teams. Keyshawn Vaughn. So other than Rachaad White, I think it's Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker looks like a solid running back. And he earned that RB2 spot I think he took it pretty easily. He solidified that RB2 spot. So that's a really good guess. Michael Wilson, well, I mean, if you're in a league with me, there's not a chance you're adding him because I already have Michael Wilson in all of my leagues. He was in the Bradley Chubb trade. Okay, so Bronco. Okay, so he went like Cardinals, Dolphins, Broncos, and then Broncos probably cut him. He sucks. Yeah, Sean Tucker. I mean, Sean Tucker, if he's that good, we all like him. Maybe we should stash him now. I think he's a great stash. I think he's a tell us we should pick him up in the should pick him up in Throne. We should drop Josh Kelly maybe. I doubt he's available in Throne. There's no way. Sean. Profit has him. That sucks. Isaiah Hodgins. That's good, but he's a wide receiver. I mean, you can there's gonna be plenty of those popping, leaving. Sean Tucker, IG Experts League. Nope. Yeah. Well, you're in this league with me, Sean Tucker. I can't add him here, but I just want to check. All right, so Sean Tucker's available and couch auction, but there's nobody I can drop. Except if it's Waller goes on IR, then I can drop him. Couch draft party. Sean Tucker is available. Who would I drop though? I could drop. No, I'm not dropping any of these guys. I wish I drafted Sean Tucker in Dynasty over Dwayne McBride. So I had like the second to last pick in the draft, and I took Dwayne McBride, and I wish I took Sean Tucker. That might be a good move, man. Just because Singletary just doesn't have any upside. Let somebody else get. I mean, he's just a guy, right? He's going to give you 7 points a game. I don't think Singletary is going to help you win anything. Sure, he's going to be really good if Dameon Pierce gets hurt, but and Dameon Pierce is still young. No signs point to him getting hurt or have a higher chance of getting hurt than anybody else. Yeah, I so wish I took Tucker here. In the second to last pick in the rookie draft we just had. I definitely regret it. Quentin Johnston, trade him away. Some people don't know about him. Like he'll probably come on later on in the season and probably be productive, but you guys know I'm not a big fan. It says hold. Well, you can't cut him, but I'd probably trade him away for a Lunchables, like a snack. Yeah, I'd trade him away for like handy snacks. I probably would. Nah, I think I already dropped him. I think I cut him to make room on my roster. Yeah, I dropped him already. I don't think McBride's that good. I don't know. I think I already dropped him and nobody picked him up. So yeah, I dropped McBride. I'd rather have Stetson Bennett on my taxi squad. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna head on over to Discord. Let me know if you do need the Discord link right after these live streams. We're gonna probably do them at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, like we did today. From here on out, let me know if you do need a link to the Discord. I'm gonna hop on there right now. So we'll hop on the voice chat. So we hop on there for a little bit, like a half hour. If you want to talk on there. No, there's no more weekly rankings. Sorry, no weekly rankings. Yeah, Sean Tucker, he looks solid in college. He's fast, got a little bit of wiggle, not terrible power. I like that. I think I'd say he's probably more talented than Dwayne McBride. Yeah, I'm not a big Dwayne McBride fan. Yeah. I don't like it. All right, so nobody wants the link to the Discord. All right, guys. So every Friday we will be hopping on here 6:30 p.m. Eastern to do the news and Q&A. Ask me anything, which we just did right now for the past hour. Then after that, we're gonna hop onto the voice channel in our Discord, and I'm gonna hop on there. If anybody wants to hop on, it's like office hours. You can talk, you can listen, do whatever you want. And I think Sean Tucker, like we talked about, I think he will get opportunities because he's the only other RB that's not crap behind Rashad White. All right, guys. See you on Discord. Appreciate y'all. Peace.